I've just come on because I always get pushed on to do things by the archangels, and to what I should talk about. I don't always get a choice, which is fine, because I always say to people that push me out my comfort zone, I'm very much, I think it's my star sign. I'm a Sagittarian, and Saggies can be really terrible for procrastination. And so that, so I do go, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow sometimes, and that's not acceptable, not to the angels anyway. Today's show isn't necessarily about going on about the angels. I think it's nice. Most people that know who I am, Suzi Parrett, I'm an angel lady. I work with them in my everyday life. They're a massive part of my life. They always have been. And guys, I can't get away from that. I'm sorry if people find that a bit boring. But there is more to me as an old soul, as a soul that's come to earth. I've been here many times, but I am full of, I kind of where this is where Michael's at with me today. I am full of knowledge with all sorts of things. But today, Michael wants me to talk about planetary healing. Now, where we're coming in with this, where he's coming in with this is for all you spiritual people that aren't, for all the people that aren't that spiritual, you can still do your bit. At this time right now, with what we're going through, we can, everyone can do their bit. And I think this is where Michael's coming in. It doesn't matter if you're not spiritual at all. If you don't, I'm not an overly godly person, even though the angels are God's messengers, but I'm not necessarily over godly. But Michael's coming in and saying to me today, it's about, you did sign up to come here. People don't probably understand that. They probably don't even believe that or know that as souls, we sign up to come to earth. And we have signed up at this time to come here and hold the space, hold the light, because, whether we like it or not, humanity as a whole is going through some pretty tough times. Michael's always saying to me, don't get political because it doesn't serve me. And I suppose really there is a very small percentage I feel inside myself that are actually open to what actually is going on this plane at the moment. But what I want to go back to is the fact that we did sign up as souls to come down to earth at this time. Whether that sits with you, that resonates with you or not, that's honestly fact. So where I'm coming in, where Michael's asking me to come in and talk about this subject of planetary healing, you can do planetary healing and help humanity even if you are not an overly spiritual person. And what he's saying today to me, because I'm like, look, do you want me to research this a little bit? He said, no, I'll channel it. I'll tell you what I want to be said. So he's actually in the house and I'm kind of hearing what he's wanting me to tell you. So I haven't gone into great depth in looking into this, because there's no point. If you do a subject like this, and I'm going to resonate, I feel people that aren't necessarily spiritual are going to listen to this. And it's just an easy guide to just make people understand that anything you do in life, even just coming from love, it's an intention, and if you have an intention for anything you do in life, whether, like I say, that's just a choice from coming from love, not coming from a low vibrational area, or even if you are a healer and you're intending to heal someone, intention is a massive, massive thing with anything in life, because it's a part of manifestation. And when I coach people as a spiritual coach, I'm always having to remind them, watch your mind, watch what you're thinking, you're putting to the universe, because that, it comes back to you, massively. It can come back to you. And sometimes for me, I've learned that the not so nice things that have I've manifested. I take responsibility for that, but they've come in. I'm like, oh, I did kind of put that out there. So, you do have to take a bit of responsibility for some of these things that come into your life. And obviously they can be part of your life plan as well. But where he's at, he's saying that even if you're not spiritual, you can help the plan heal right now. You can help us as a whole lift the light, the vibration on earth. Everyone can do that just with having positive thoughts, with coming from love, but also just having that intention of the light's going to win. What's going on here is, I'm afraid, darker forces, whether people want to believe that or whether they don't. But collectively, as humans, we can lift the vibration here. We can help ourselves in that way, because the light always outweighs the dark. And having that intention and having that will, as the light beings we are here on earth at this time, we can do wonders. You just have to believe in that, that concept of we can help change the world, even if you'd think, well, I'm not actually that much of a spiritual person, but it's your intention and it's your positive outlook on life and your positive thoughts about what you want, what direction you want the world to go in. Humanity plays its part, is what Michael's saying with this, and with the help of high vibrational thinking, planetary wise, this helps us, because it's lifting that vibration and having that darkness. Well, it's got to leave. It will leave. It's just, I'm hearing it's all about in time, but we can do our part by having the high vibrational energy. If we want change, we want, our human rights to remain with us. We don't want to be put in a corner and forced to have something. For instance, we, as human beings, as the, whether you class yourself as a light worker or not, we're here, but we can help each other, and that's what's important. Yes, the angels do play a part, of course they do. The God source, prime creator, whoever you want to call him, her, they knew our time on this earth wasn't going to be easy. That's why they sent the angels, and because people can't see physical things, they don't always believe in that. I know, I get you. But they are there, believe me, and they leave us signs every day, especially me. I hear them, of course, but but in knowing that, Michael's saying you can just do your part by wanting the best for humanity, thinking the best for humanity. That is such a big thing, and wanting healing for our planet. I think so many of us right now have been going out in nature. We are appreciating more of the things that are around us than what we did before this happened. I'm not saying that we all walked around with our eyes shut, and we're closed off, and, but I'm just saying, I think people are beginning collectively to enjoy and appreciate the simpler things in life, going out in nature, seeing the trees bud, seeing the plants budding, and I think there's so many of us that are coming from that place now. And that collectively, guys, without you even realizing, has changed your perception, but it's also changed vibration collectively. Because you're actually seeing the beauty in everything around you, which in itself is a love form. So, you know what I mean? That's helping planetary healing, believe it or not, just thinking these beautiful thoughts. And that's what Michael's coming in on. So for people that necessarily aren't spiritual and don't probably, get a little bit, oh, she's a bit wooby with all this, angel stuff. Like I say, I don't go all over godly. I don't need to. Prime creator, whatever. It was made. We're here. This didn't just all happen by itself. There was an input to a higher being of light source, of the prime creator. So whoever you want to call, as like I say, I don't get over that religious stuff, because on this plane it's been used to control as well. So that's why I don't like to get dragged into that, and that's a concept that Michael's on about. But what we're trying to say, what Michael's saying, is planetary healing at the moment can just be your mind, your intention of what you want for humanity and what you want for the earth. What's your resolve of what you want with this, and like I say, that in itself is such a higher energy vibration, collectively. If we all get in that headspace, that is what's helping the God source, the earth, and the angels. That's that higher vibration is something that just is untouchable. You can't get any higher than that vibration. The love, it comes under the ban of love. But helping the planet is what we can do right now. We can hold our thoughts as high as possible by not getting dragged down into the mire and the pit of despair, which, if you watch the TV right now, it's like, oh dear, I'm like, wow, it's like, it's too much. And this is where Michael's coming in. We can collectively heal the planet, and we can just do our bit, even if you're not an overly spiritual person. You can do that. For the rest of us guys that are spiritual beings that do get this, call upon Archangel Self-Indul. Self-Indul is actually the guardian of the earth. Now, Michael is the protector. Archangel Michael is the protector, but Self-Indul is the guardian of the earth. Now, Self-Indul is actually a man. Him and his brother Metatron, they were mortal men at one time, but they had come to earth, and God accepted them back when they went back to the heaven plane. He made them angels because of their impact on the earth, and he wanted them to work. They had a better understanding of humanity, of man, and he said to them, would you become angels rather than mortal men? Being a man, would you become a mortal angel? Which they took the job on. So Metatron and Self-Indul do both work closely with man. I mean, Michael does, of course, because he's kind of that boss of the angels, and he does work close with us, with man or female, whatever, ladies, whatever you want to say. But, for us spiritual people, yes, we can call upon Self-Indul as a key angel to help us with this planetary issue right now, because it is an issue, whether we like it or whether we're not. I think in this country we don't like to go, I don't know, this country, we're a bit too stiff upper lip sometimes. We need to say it as it is. It's difficult for me not to, because it's a political path that I am forbidden to take. But what I am allowed to talk to you about today is there is other forces, good, not all bad, that are working with humanity, but there are some that aren't. And, I think Michael does want me to mention aliens today. He wants me to bring that in. Now, whether people want to believe that, that is another thing. And this is free will, guys. This is totally, all it is Michael just saying, just Suze, put it out there. Just drop the bomb, and people will do what they want with the information, and that's what it's about. Free will. You can believe what you want, you can do what you want. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm not telling you, oh, you got to believe in the angels. It's just, I'm just trying to do my bit. I'm just holding my little beacon of light, but also trying to help people and maybe open people up, get them thinking in a different way about different things. And that's where I'm at. So rather than scaring anyone out here, you know, I think it's a process of awakening people. The ones that want to be awakened, the ones that want to turn off and never listen to this, that's perfectly okay. That's up to them. And, you know, free will is a major part of our lives, guys. We have that free will to do what we want, you know. So I am going to briefly talk about aliens because Michael wants me to. So there are certain forms of aliens that aren't on this planet. They're forbidden. But if you're like me, sorry, I'm thirsty. But if you're like me, they come through telepathically, because years ago, us humans, that's how we communicated. We didn't speak. We didn't need to. We heard and we spoke through being telepathic. So some of us that are here have remembered, and we communicate telepathically, and I do that with the angels all day, every day. And Michael's saying, as human beings, we are very special. You know, we have these gifts that we've seemed to have forgotten how to use through the manipulation when you come to Earth. Now, there's manipulation in a lot of ways here on Earth. Like, you know, for instance, someone dies, you know, it's like, oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. Yeah, it is, because you miss them, that's for sure. But there's no death. So there's that fallacy of coming in with that, you know, of, oh, it's all doom and gloom. No, not really. That person's, you know, finished their life plan and they've gone home. You know, they're infinite beings of the light. They've gone home. They've gone back to the heaven plane or whatever dimensional planet they come from, you know, because there's more than one planet, more than one solar system. I mean, it's endless. It's infinite. But obviously there are beings here that come from different planets as well, you know, different solar systems, you know, the Arcturians we're hearing more about, the Pleiades. I mean, there's, to be honest, there's a lot more than that. But I could go on and on and on. It could get a bit boring if I start going on about every planetary solar star system there is within, you know, our universe. I mean, it just would be just probably not the best talk I would give, because you'd be like, oh yeah, okay. But you know, where we're coming in on today is just the fact that there's yin and yang in everything, guys. So remember that. Remember that, yes, the aliens, they do exist. They're not necessarily, the Greys are forbidden from this planet. So are the Dragonians. They kind of have people working for them. That's different. But then themselves, the Draconians, they communicate or try and come in through different forms with me. So I'm always protecting myself. But they're not necessarily on the planet. They're kind of in it, if you know what I mean, but they're not actually on it with us. That's where I'm coming in on. The Greys, they're forbidden. They're not allowed on here, but it still doesn't stop them trying to mess. Okay. The reptilians are the same. If they're going to come and mess with me, it's usually they're not here, but they do it in a telepathic way. And I just hit that out the park, you know. I get Michael, protect me, and we're done and we're fine. But where Michael's coming in on is he wants you to know, because if you understand at the moment and you look for things, especially on TV, which I don't watch live TV anymore, but for you that do, they do really silly adverts at the moment with aliens. They're trying to warm us up to the fact that aliens exist. Well, the ones of us that are open, we know that. And the ones that are open, that are awake, we also know that the light beings exist, because we're here, but also our families are now coming in. My planetary family are now connecting with me. Straight up. They are connecting with me. My planetary family have come in. They have made themselves known to me in about the last year, and it's getting more. And because I don't naturally trust, it's been difficult for them to come in, which I think it's all my learning process. It's all what I need. It's part of my path. So everything in divine timing. I don't think I don't think that, oh well, I should have done this before. I should have let my planetary family in before. No, it's all everything in divine timing. Everything happens for a reason. And trust is a big issue with me. Yeah, of course, because of what I do. I have a lot of things coming around me all the time. And I have to check. I have to check who they are. Are they of the light? Are they God source? Are they or not? Because if they're not, I don't want anything to do with them, So coming back to what I'm saying is my planetary family have touched base with me. And beings, believe it or not, are coming through to me now that I've worked with in many millenniums, many lifetimes. I'm actually also at the moment, and it's been amazing. It happened yesterday. I had a past life experience. I get mini movies, and the mini movies, they last between anything from 5 to 10 seconds. And what they do, they give me information of what I need to know that's going to serve me now, and the understanding of what I'm going through now is a connection with a past life. And this actually happened yesterday, and it happened relating to me and my partner, now, who's been in my life for 10 years. I always knew we knew each other in a former life, and we've been connected for this last 10 years. And yesterday I had another mini movie which kind of stood out to me as to why we're together, because our soul's purpose, even though he isn't that spiritual, there's a reason why we've come in at this time together. And do you know what I think it is? I think it is just the support, because he is not a spiritual person, and I am, but he's part of my tribe, So although actually I would say there's times we've been together which weren't so great, we've had a rough ride, but he's part of my tribe, and that's where it is. And I've been scratching my head for the last 10 years going, what the heck am I doing with this guy? What is this doing to serve me? But he's part of my tribe. So the other light beings that are coming in now are making themselves known to me, because of my job here, and my job is to help planetary healing. And that comes obviously under the kind of wing of showing others the way, giving people a different aspect, a different way of thinking, and opening them up to thinking, do you know what? Maybe we're not just the only beings on this system. Maybe I'm not just this boring old human. Maybe as a human, I've got all these gifts in me that I didn't realize that I forgot through being on this planet. I didn't realize that I we used to speak telepathically. I've forgotten that. I've forgotten that I've been here many lifetimes, and I have masses of past connections with many, many souls because of the amount of times that I've been on Earth. And this is where I think with the help of Michael, try and give people another perspective on life. The fact that we get on like the hamster wheel of life, we get on there, keep you busy down here because you've got to pay for this, you've got to pay for that. Water, it's a natural commodity. I've still got to pay for it, and you think, but God gave us that. God gave us water. And so, do you know where I'm at with that? So we're kept so busy. We're kept so closed off and taken away from our sovereign selves, from who we are, from our tribe, from our spiritual family. And it's not all doom and gloom, guys. A lot of us are waking up. A lot of us have, and especially as this has just happened in the world, a lot of people are thinking, there's got to be more to this. There's got to be more to this. And people are actually coming in and thinking, do you know what? there's something else more than this. There's, you know what, there must be more to life than this rubbish, you know. So although people right now think, you know, it's not on, believe me, having your human rights taken away, being on lockdown for a flu virus, it doesn't sit with me, it never has. But that's people's choice, free will, that's mine, you know, that's how I feel about it. I'm not putting that on anyone else. But where we're at is the fact that, you know, us planetary people, we're wonderful. We have all these gifts in us, but we've just been taken away from it in so many ways. I mean, fluoride in the toothpaste, that absolutely clogs your pineal gland, your third eye, which is what you communicate with telepathically. You actually, the messages come in through the pineal gland. So obviously there's fluoride in the water, there's fluoride in your toothpaste, and this all helps clog up the usage of your third eye. You know, there's a lot of other things out there that add on to it, but they're the main ones, the fluoride in the water and toothpaste. So, you know, that's why I think a lot of people nowadays are actually either making their own toothpaste or they just buy, I think it's toothpaste that you can have with tar in it or whatever. It's got no fluoride in it. But like I say, it's all free will, guys. You know, don't think I'm sat here preaching you what you should and shouldn't do. That's not me. I'm just the messenger. I'm just somebody sat here who loves hearing her own voice. I'm joking. Who loves working with Archangel Michael. I didn't know where I was going today with this. He was all about planetary healing, so that's why I put my title Planetary Healing. But obviously we've spoken about a bit more than that. But it's all about just waking people up. It's all about just giving people a different perspective and a different way of thinking. It's not about putting my views on you. You know, that's not what it's about. But I think there's more people waking up. I think there's more planetary, tribal people, because they're tribes. I mean, you know, I got contacted by a reptilian, and through my experience and my knowledge of reptilians, they're not for humanity. Well, these are. And they've touched base with me. It was this elder. It was a bit of a shock. And I understand now, is actually working for my highest good. And he said to me telepathically, he said, he came through in like a mini movie, an apparition, and he said, will you allow us to come through? And I said, yes, if you're going to help, if you're going to have a positive impact in my life and you're going to help me and put me in the way to help others and coming from the light. And I said, I can do that. But if you are going to try and manipulate me in any way, you can, you know, bog off. So, you know, it's amazing for me how my tribe have started to come in, planetary tribes that I wouldn't have thought were of the light and weren't for humanity, but they are. And there again, I think we can do our part by holding, you know, what we want the best for our planet, Earth, you know, our mindset of what we want. But also to know, sorry, I always get this when Michael puts his feathers up my nose, sorry. But Michael wants you to know there are actually other planetary beings out there that are of the light, that are working for the greater good of humanity. And a lot of star seeds are, you know, still coming to Earth. They're still being born right now. I always look at myself as a scout. I think I was one of the first kind of, I don't see myself as an indigo child. I don't really care what I am. I'm me. I'm here to do a job, and that's you know where I'm at with that. I'm here to serve others and do what I'm meant to do, and work for the angels, because they, oh gosh, sorry guys, they've kind of claimed me as well, the Melchisedecks, which are the angels. If you ever hear that, the Melchisedecks are the angels. But that's where he's coming on with that. But to know there are other light beings that are making connection, that are your tribe. And there's a lot of people, he's saying, I get you, Michael, can you, gosh, do me head in. I know you're here, sir. It's just, but he's just coming in by saying that, other people are connecting with me as well right now. I think the spiritual people that are open and open-minded are connecting. We are reaching out to each other. I had a lady in Australia last night that reached out to me because she wanted someone like-minded to speak to. And she said, I need to build my tribe right now. And you're finding at the moment, I hear you, Michael, you're finding at the moment star seeds are becoming very insular. And hello, I'm one of them. Because my family have fallen away from me at this point. I only have one member of my family that have anything to do with me. And, selective friends, the ones that absolutely love me, put up with the way I am. They know that I have this side of me. They accept me and love me for me. They're here with me. They're walking this path with me. And I'm trying to help them if they need help. But so many people have left my life. And I did take it, to be honest, at the time, because I'm talking about a lot of people have fallen away from me. And I did take it personally, and I thought, oh my God, have I offended these people? What have I done? Do you know what I mean? And Michael just came in and said, Suzi, they've served their purpose in your life. So if, guys, and I'm saying this because Michael, somebody's going to need to hear this. Someone's going to have to need this message. This is a message for somebody on the recording or who's listening to me live. And they're saying that, do not worry. It's just that those souls have come contracted into your life for a certain amount of time. And when their kind of time or why they're in your life is done, they leave. It's not necessarily anything you've done. They just kind of fall away from you. And I'm hearing, don't take it personally, because it's not necessarily anything you've done. It's just they've served their purpose in your life. Okay? Because, like I say, it's happened to me in the last 12 months. And I started to feel a little bit, what am I doing? Why is this happening? Why is everyone, falling away from me? And he just said, because, they're not serving you anymore. You're on to a different path to them. And, they're not necessarily, and I think the path that I'm on, a lot of people, probably don't get it or wouldn't agree with it. Because, there is a lot of unrest and a lot of things being said if you don't want this vaccine and all that, it's like you're being a bit of, it can bring up, awkwardness between friends, family, and, if you haven't had it, you know what I'm at, I'm not coming round or whatever. But just to know and to understand that if people are falling away from you, it's just a reason that they've served their purpose in your life. And that not to take it personally, because you have to understand, Michael's saying right this second, that it's somebody's free will and choice how they wish to treat you. So it's not necessarily you've done something wrong. It's just their choice. And also for the fact that, their time in your life is now ended. And it served its time and it served its purpose. So that's what I was hearing. But I'm not going to go on and on and on, because that's not what I'm all about either. But Michael wants me to pull a card, and I've just got in a beautiful deck for the week. Yes, I hear you, Michael. For the week. I've added this beautiful Keeper of the Light by Carl Gray. They're beautiful cards, guys. They really are. They're a new deck. Well, I'm going to pull a few cards, guys, for the week. From this Thursday, today till next Thursday, because I'll probably be on again. I've got a new show tonight starting in Australia, guys, which is really, really exciting, on the spiritual events directory. My show's on at 10:30 tonight, which is going to be a new thing. I've been pushed to get myself out there, so that's kind of, I'm looking forward to that. So that'd be 10:30 p.m. tonight. I'll be having a 1 hour live, Facebook Live, on the directories page, which is yes. Okay, sorry, they're all jumping out at me. Oh, and you never guess who I pulled. You never guess who I pulled. I love these cards. Michael's jumped out, and what a shock, because he's in the house with me. Archangel Michael. And the card is Trusting Heaven. And I know where he's coming in with this without getting too godly. We have to trust that everything in the cog of life is working for the greatest good of humanity, even if we can't see that outcome. You know, with divine timing, sometimes you want things in your own life. You want it now, and it's not in divine timing. And he's reminding me of that. But he's also coming in and said, the card is Trusting Heaven. You are safe. The angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. Now, that is an amazing card for what we're going through, because I think at the moment, humanity as a whole, us that are awake, have to trust and surrender that things are being done for us for the greatest good of humanity behind the scenes that we can't see, but these cogs are turning, you know, but we can't see that ourselves, but to have the trust to know that it will all fall into play, as I'm hearing from him. Beautiful card, Holy Amethyst card. I do like these from Mr. Gray, Carl Gray. He's actually, Michael wanted me to get these because they're actually somebody from this country. I tend to have a lot of cards from people in the States, and he said, you're British, you should support your own, which I suppose in a way he's right, but they're beautiful cards anyway. Well, the Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy, beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. And I think where I'm coming in with that is the fact that for a lot of people, it is now time to put your mind to changing your life in better ways. If there's certain things you've put sort of to one side, you've had things that you're doing in the pipeline, but you've kind of put it to one side. Now's the time to kind of shine and move forward with focusing on something light, different for yourself. But I'm coming in on the fact that I feel that, if it's something you've put off, now's the time to move forward with it. The energies are right, I'm hearing. So whoever needs to hear this will hear it. It's the fact that, yes, I'm hearing you, Michael, the fact that, if there's anything... no, it's not challenges. What are you trying to say to me? Because I can't hear what you're saying. I don't know why. It kind of keeps flipping in and out of my head. It's not jobs. It's just something that you might have had in your mind. It's a project. That's where I'm at. Thank you. Gosh, it took me long enough to get it. A project that you might have been working on. You've put it to one side. I'm hearing that now's the time to kind of start up where you left off and have the courage to move forward with it. Somebody needs to hear that and focus on the desire of it, because that is manifestation. As we know, what we think, that's all part of it. So that's what I'm hearing. If there's a project that you've put to one side, now is the time. The energies are in alignment. Thank you. I'm hearing him now. For some reason, it all went a bit dead. But I'm coming in for that. But he wants me to pull one more card off my fairy deck. He wants a bit of fun, he says. Guys, being a psychic medium clairvoyant, I've spoken and heard spirits since I was a small child, and I hear Archangel Michael and the angels like I do a physical person. I see him in my third eye, in my pineal gland in my third eye, but I hear him telepathically. I hear him like I'm speaking to a physical person. So when I'm doing my readings, it's the same way. I actually converse with spirit all through telepathy. Yeah. These are beautiful deck. This is another British person. She is known for a fairy lady and a mermaid lady. She's the beautiful Karen Kay. She doesn't live far from here, actually. She's very close to where I live. I have yet to go and see her because when I moved here, it wasn't long after she was doing an event. Karen, she does fairy balls in Glastonbury, which isn't far from me, and since lockdown I haven't been able to get to her, so it's a bit of a shame, but never mind, it will all change. Sorry guys, I'm so dry throated. Right, last card I'm hearing. So this is for the week, today until next Thursday. These are very pretty cards. I don't know if you can see them. They're very pretty, and if you know me, you know I love pink. So I'm pink crazy. I've got this on today actually, but it's a first really. Usually I'm in pink, or I got pink lipstick on. Right, so let's get serious. Okay, gosh, it came out. Wow. I've got a beautiful card. I'll show it here for celebration. Celebration card. It says, get ready to let your hair down and celebrate. Well guys, let's just hope we get out of lockdown and we can just go party, and hopefully my two best friends who I love dearly can get married. That's so important right now. So I would love that celebration to go to their wedding. That's something I've been dreaming of now for a couple of years, and we've just had to cancel again. So I believe that this card is for my friends, that we will celebrate their wedding, we will have fun again, and we will get there, because it says get ready to let down your hair and celebrate. It's time to go out. Oh my God, can you imagine it? Dance and play. An invitation could be on the way. Well, come on then. I want that invitation, the new wedding. That's what I'm waiting for. And we will party, yes. But that is so beautiful. A little fairy of a little male fairy. Beautiful, beautiful cards. Thank you, Karen. Well, I think that's all there is to say, really, guys, without droning on. I don't like to go on and on. I think that's all Michael wanted to say, and unscripted, I think I did very well. I just want to thank you for joining me. I just hope, guys, that you have a great week. I'll see you next week, and much love to everyone. Okay, much love. Take care, guys.